What's up, guys? My name is Vincent, and today I want to talk about why I think teaching is an awesome profession. I've been teaching high school math now for going on 8 years, and in the beginning, this job was very tough, but once I got the basic parts of the job down, this job became something that I truly enjoy doing. So here are some reasons why I think teaching is an awesome profession. Number one, you make an impact in people's lives. Some of my favorite memories from this job are seeing the students' faces light up when they finally get it. And the better you get at this job, the more your lessons are going to improve and you're just going to be able to reach more kids. It's just truly cool to know that your lessons are going to help the kids learn something new and you're preparing them for the next level. But the impact that you make extends beyond just your subject. Like, I know as a high school math teacher, one of the most important things that I have to be able to teach them is how to persevere through something difficult. I have plenty of students that in the beginning of the year, in September or October, will look at a challenging problem and just say, no, I can't do this, and they'll shut down. But at some point halfway through the year, by continuously pushing them and encouraging them that you could do it, I get to see these kids transform into students that are willing to try something challenging. And that's one of the parts of my job that I love, is when I see the student transform into a student that's willing to take on these challenges. And I think it's really cool that you're meeting kids from all these different backgrounds and they're all heading to different careers. And you get to be a positive part of that journey. They may come to you just to share with you that they want to do a specific job, or they may ask you a question about what you think about a specific profession. And you may have a friend or family member that does that job, and you may be able to share something that helps them along the way. And I think that as long as you're showing up to work and you're making your lessons with the intention of making it as easy to grasp as possible for the students, and you're kind to the students, they're going to respond really well to that, and your classroom is going to be a place that you and the students look forward to being in every single day. Number two, the people you meet. To put this as simple as possible, the classroom is absolutely the best part of this job. You get to have a new group of students every single year, and you're spending 45 minutes a day with these students for 10 months out of the year. And you guys are going to laugh together, you're going to build memories together. Certain parts of the year are going to be stressful, but that's okay because you're all going to get through it together. Some of my favorite memories from this job are the days where we celebrated different checkpoints of the year. It could be days where we all had Halloween candy, where we celebrated somebody's birthday in the classroom with cake or cupcakes. I even had the students bring in a cake for me for some of the years. And on the last day of classes for a few years, I was bringing in White Castle hamburgers for the kids. And it was a day where we're all laughing and just recapping like what a great year we all had together. So for me, it was moments like that that truly made this job great. And the day-to-day conversations are awesome as well. Like, the kids are gonna wanna come to you and share cool breakthroughs that they're having in their life. Like, they may wanna share on report card day that they brought their average up a few points from the previous marking period. Or with the upperclassmen, I'll have them come in and share that they got into the colleges that they wanted. And it's just cool to see that you're watching them experience the cool parts of life and you're all sharing that together. And even the things that go on in your life. Like, I remember sharing with the kids that, when I got married, or, now we have a kid together, they were so happy to hear that information. And it's just something like really special to have that as part of your job, that you get to be around really cool people and, share your life experiences together. And I also love how this profession attracts a lot of really cool people to it. Like, the teachers that I have met have just been really great people and have helped me along the way as well. Like, I could think of very specific instances where I brought a specific situation and said, how would you deal with this in your own classroom? Or like, how would you structure your lesson to make it more effective? And teachers are very willing to lend out a helping hand and, very willing to collaborate. And that's one thing I love about this job, is that it's not super competitive in that way. Like, people want to see everyone do well and are willing to help each other, and that really makes it great. Number three, it's rarely boring. This is a job that is very fast-paced, and before you know it, your day is over. Like, I could be in the middle of a lesson and I've got 15 minutes to go, and I'll look at my watch and say, okay, we got 15 minutes left, so we got 10 minutes to finish up this set of questions. We have to have a student write it on the board, or a few students write it on the board. We have to explain the solutions to these questions together to make sure they all get it. And then I'll have 5 minutes left. That's just enough time for an exit ticket. So the work is very stimulating and you're always focused on what's going to happen next. Even your periods off, you'll have some grading to do and whatnot. So the job does move very, very quickly. And at my old jobs, I used to work in a newspaper factory and I did construction for a while. And not knocking those professions, I'm very grateful for those jobs because I was able to earn decent money at the time. But when I worked at those jobs, I would just be counting down to my next lunch break or my next 10, 15-minute break. And for me, I didn't really enjoy the day-to-day aspect of the job. But in this profession, like being up there in front of the board and like being around the students, like it really makes the day go fast and it's enjoyable work. The only part of the job that's mildly boring are the days where you have to give exams and the room is silent and you're just watching your class take an exam. And then also maybe having to grade a stack of papers could get a bit tedious at times. Number 4, autonomy. My unofficial mentor said something to me early in my career, and it's something that always stuck with me. He said, Vinny, this is the one job that if you want to plan yourself an easy day, you could plan yourself an easy day. And it took a little bit for me to truly understand what that meant. But if you find yourself tired of talking, like you're talking to the whole room and explaining how to do everything, and by the end of the day you're exhausted, you could always plan yourself a group work lesson where the kids are doing the majority of the work and you're just going around facilitating, making sure that the kids are getting it. And then you'll find yourself less tired at the end of the day. If you find yourself doing all the writing on the board, you could have a student, like I know for math, they could just have them write a solution on the board and the kids will be more excited to explain or correct the work of their classmate than to just look at the perfect solution of the teacher. So not only will it make your lessons more engaging for the students, but you'll find yourself less tired at the end of the day. And I also love that there are many different teachers in the building and each of those teachers are going to have different styles. Like there may be some overlap in the things that they do, but at the end of the day, you have the flexibility to choose what style of teacher you want to be. And having that autonomy in this profession, for me, makes the job very enjoyable. Because at certain parts of the year, if I'm feeling bored or if I'm feeling like my lessons aren't really reaching the kids, I could just try something different. And then when I try that new thing, it may catch the kids' interest and it makes the next few weeks that much more enjoyable. So you do have a lot of flexibility in this job to choose the style of lesson that you think is going to reach the kids most effectively. Number 5, you get to talk about your favorite subject. I absolutely love that I get to spend all day talking about mathematics. It's a subject that if I had to pick a topic at random from high school math, I could solve a problem, I could write down the formula, say why the formula works, and talk about why that particular part of math, like how it fits into the greater scheme of the subject. So that's a really great thing to be able to just talk about the thing you love all day long. And within your subject, you have creative ways of teaching the kids more skills that they're going to need for life. Like I was mentioning before, in math, I love the part that it's a subject that teaches you that you have to keep trying something over and over and over until you get it right. And once you get it right, you're going to see that there's a whole new level to the subject, and then the process just starts over. And it brings me back to one of my favorite professors in college. He said something that stuck with me. He said, the smartest mathematician alive knew less than 1% of the math that's out there. So that's something that I try to make a part of my classroom. And the way I do it is I'll pick a problem that no one in the school could do, and myself included. And the kids will say, why are you assigning us stuff that even you can't do? And it's to show them that, look, it's not about only looking at questions that you're able to get right. You want to focus on questions that really just challenge you and make you think and allow you, as long as you put the time in each day, you're just going to keep leveling up continuously, even if you don't get to the solution of that particular problem. And the last reason, the schedule. Having off all the major holidays and 2 months in the summer is something that's just so awesome about this job. And as a parent, this profession allows you to have a schedule that aligns really well with your kid's schedule. My favorite thing to do outside of work is spend time with my family, and having a job that allows me to get home at a reasonable time and spend every holiday and each summer with my family is something that I'm just truly grateful for. Someone at my job had a cool way of looking at the summers. They called them mini retirements. And there's something really great about having 2 months off in a row. It really gives you a lot of time to rest, recharge, and think about like where your life is going. Like for me, I know that in the summers, it allows me to just take a look at everything going on in my life. And for example, this summer, I thought like, let's expand this YouTube channel. So it gave me a lot of time to plan out where I want this channel to go in, the upcoming year. And that's something that I'm able to do because my job gives me the time off to think about things outside of work. Okay, well, this is going to conclude this video. If you found this video to be helpful or entertaining, please click the like and subscribe button below. It'll help me grow this channel. And if you have any requests for future videos, topics you want me to talk about, you can leave that in the comments section below. Or if you just want to comment on some of the things that I said, you could also throw that in the comments section below. And thank you for watching.